Oh my God, please stop having blind faith. And I say this because this past couple of weeks we have been inundated with cleanup after scammers. I've got one in the shop now that I had to completely wipe and reinstall the computer for a client because they took a call from Amazon who claimed that they had accidentally put $4,000 in their account. And so they needed to remote in to make sure that their Amazon account was okay. And then after all that, when the client decided or figured out that it was a scam, they locked their computer to the point that they locked the hard drive, they locked the operating system. So the only way to recover any of the information on it was to wipe and reinstall. I Everything I tried to break it, just it wouldn't do it. So sometimes, in all honesty, sometimes the best way to correct a problem on a computer is just to wipe it and reinstall. So this particular client's computer has been wiped and reinstalled and their personal information put back. But yeah, don't blindly, just because it's a big corporation calling you, don't assume that it's legit. Here's my thoughts. If Amazon called you and said, hey, we accidentally put $4,000 in your checking account, if they put the money in your account, they should be able to pull it right back out. And then maybe a couple days later, you get an email that says, hey, whoops, we made a mistake. We corrected it. Our bad. And this particular client, when Amazon, yeah, when Amazon called them and said, hey, we put money in your account by accident, let us remote into your computer, make sure everything's okay. And then they said to clear this up, go to Kroger's and buy prepaid Visa cards. No. And that was the point in which the client realized that it was a scam, but the damage had already been done. No. If something like that comes to your phone, immediately hang up, for one. Two, if, like I said, if Amazon's got your bank account information, if they accidentally put money in your account, don't you think they would be able to immediately pull it back out? They've got your bank information, right? So, like I said, we've been inundated with a whole bunch of scam cleanups. Last night was an emergency call to a client who had been scammed. An older couple, not very knowledgeable in computers. They just use it for basic email and so on and so forth. But they got hit with a redirector tech support scam from Microsoft. And so the person remoted into their computer and said, hey, we could fix this for an ungodly amount of money. And they agreed. And they gave them their bank account information. And once she or they were done with that call, they immediately called me and said, well, that doesn't sound right. Does this sound right to you? I was like, no, absolutely not. No, 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 no. I'm immediately on the way. By the time I got there, the person was still remotely connected to their computer. It was just an insane amount of money. And I had advised the client, after they had spoke to me, they had called their bank and put a stop payment on this check. But I'm sitting here going, after I fixed their computer, I said, you really need to have your accounts canceled and reissued. And, and so on and so forth. Again, goes back to blind faith. No, my bank will take care of me. I'm fine. No, no, no. Because the moment these scammers get that notice that that check had been stopped for this ungodly amount of money, they've got your bank account numbers. They've got your routing number. They got your account numbers. So they'll just run 5, 10, 100 smaller transactions that, will eventually trigger the bank to say, hey, there's something going on here that's not right. But those first 2, 3, 4, 5 transactions are going to go through before the bank sees it. And now you're out that money. So, no, don't do that. If you have given a scammer your bank account information, close your accounts. Have them reissued. I know it's a pain in the butt. Do it. Trust me. And that's what I've told these people to do, but they have blind faith that the bank will take care of them. And there's nothing I can do about that. Unfortunately, this is where it comes into a conflict with one of our business rules. We treat our clients' information on the same level as doctor-patient information. We don't share your information. And, and when we do have to tell stories like this, we try to do it in such a fashion that it doesn't identify who it is. In this particular case, the problem I got is this particular couple who got scammed yesterday for an ungodly, a large amount of money, and who honestly, by blind faith, thinks the bank is going to take care of them. Normally, short of a follow up for law enforcement, if they had asked me for a statement, here's the conflict. Their children are also clients, and so with them, this particular client, this couple, being older, homebound, so on and so forth, do I break my own business rules to inform their children of what's going on? And I wrestled with this all night, and no, I can't. I wish I could. The best thing I can hope for is that this couple will inform their children, and their children will then step into action and do what needs to do about closing bank accounts and so on and so forth. But no, it's your personal private information. It's your personal private life. I can't divulge this to anyone else. I wrestled with it all night. I was like, do I make this phone call or don't? Do I call this other client who is their children and inform them that what happened, with the hopes of protecting this older client? And no, I can't. I wish I could. If the couple tells their children and the children step in, then I can reveal what I know. But in the interim, I can't know. That's breaking confidence. That's, and so it's been a real struggle for the last several hours to make that determination. Do I break policy? And the final decision I've made, I just can't do it. Because if I break policy for one, then it's going to lead to a precedent of breaking policy for others. And then I will eventually, overall, through the course of time, lose trust in the public. Oh, well, if he did this, then they might call such and such a person and say, I did this. And no, I can't do that. So I'm going to adhere to our business policies, about treating client information at the same quality of privacy as doctors and hospitals do. The policy is very similar to HIPAA laws. So I can't share the information about the parents to the children, even though it may have a disastrous effect. Again, if law enforcement contacts me and asks me what I've done, what I've known, and so on and so forth, then obviously I got to comply with that. But I can't make that phone call. I wish I could. I really want to, because I think it's going to be a bad thing. Especially when you reveal your bank account's information, your routing number, and your checking account number. Like I said, okay, so you stopped one. These are scammers. They have no morals. They're just going to say, oh, well, you denied me for this much money, so we'll just run 5, 10, 20, 30, electronic checks of smaller size and just drain you dry. But, yeah, no, don't have blind faith. Just no. If it doesn't sound right, question everything, especially if it's a pop-up scam, if it's a phone scam. Like I said, if someone called you up from Amazon or whatever and said, hey, we accidentally put $4,000 in your bank account, then obviously they've got your bank information. They can pull that $4,000 out. Again, same thing with this particular company or this particular couple last night. They scammed you into giving you your bank account information. You didn't have anything on your computers. I looked just to make sure, but once I closed out those back doors and removed all the fake software and cleaned it up and made sure it was secure again, don't have blind faith. That's the best thing I can tell you. I know I'm still... There was an incident that happened earlier this week, or last week, I should say. It's been a week now. regarding new credit card scam that came into Clyde. I don't want to still release information on that because, it's possibly still under investigation. But yeah, it was, no. So if law enforcement needs to get a hold of me about, situations regarding a particular client, obviously I have to comply with those orders and wishes. But yeah, I wrestled with this for a long time, many hours, and I wish I can contact this couple's kids and say, hey, your parents were scammed and they have this potential of this happening. Please take care of it. But I can't, because it would be a breach of trust and a breach of violate privacy. So the best I can hope for is that this couple will tell their kids, and then their kids will spring into action and do what they need to do. But in the meantime, their hands are tied, business policies and rules. So, but yeah, don't have blind faith. Don't trust that the bank is going to protect you, even though you've been doing business with them forever. Don't assume that your bank is going to protect you, because banks are in the business of making money. And how do they make money? Off fees. So yeah, don't assume that. Don't assume that someone claiming to be from a big corporation is, trying to correct a problem that they initiated. No, just no. So my thing, and don't let people remote into your computer, for God's sakes. I mean, we do it for our clients, but we tell you in advance before we do it. Hey, I left this program on your computer so I could do a remote with you later on if needed. That program does not actively run unless you start it. That way, no one can just remote into your computer at will, not even me. And in those few instances where I have clients where I have to do active monitoring, there's paperwork, lots and lots of paperwork to sign. But yeah, no, don't have blind faith. Don't trust the society that we live in now. I hate to say it that way, but big corporations, I've said this before and I'll say it again, big corporations don't care about you. And ironically, your banks don't care about you because they make money off of your screw-ups. You bounce a check, it makes them money. You bank with them, they charge you a fee for banking with them. It's a privilege, right? So yeah, no, don't blindly trust anything. In fact, I tell clients that even if you don't trust me, that's fine. I'm not going to be offended by that. If you want to validate my reputation, that's what the Better Business Bureau is for. That's what the local chambers are for. Trust nothing. I can't stress that enough. No one is going to call you out of the blue. Nothing is going to pop up on your screen and say, in this particular case, it was a Microsoft tech scam. Microsoft doesn't give a rat's butt about you. So they're not going to pop up on your screen and say, hey, you've been hacked. Because they're actually the ones hacking you, the scammers, not Microsoft. Microsoft, they don't care about you other than stealing your personal information. I've showed you in previous videos, but that's for selling the information, and it's supposedly anonymous information about data trends and so on and so forth. Yeah, I disagree with it too, but it is the times that we live in. But yeah, no, Amazon, Microsoft, none of them are going to call you. None of them are going to pop up on your screen. Don't trust anything like that. If you have questions, give me a call. If you don't trust my opinion, call another tech. I'm not going to be offended by that. If you don't trust my opinion, you can call law enforcement and ask them. They'll tell you it's a scam. So, yeah, stop having blind faith. Stop allowing these scammers to call you. Stop allowing these scammers to pop up on your computer and then, just don't do it. So that's all I got to say. It's a Friday. I'm going to immediately release this one for publication instead of holding off for like a couple of weeks or a month. But yeah, stop trusting these things. Don't have blind faith. It's not like it was 30, 40, 50 years ago where if Sears called you up and said, hey, we got a problem, can we correct it? Those days are gone. They don't exist anymore. So just know, if anyone calls you claiming to be from Microsoft or Amazon or Dell, it's 99% of the time it's a scam, and the only time they would ever call you is you have contacted them first. So yeah, no, stop having blind faith. Don't trust any of the big corporations in that regards, especially someone using their name. Yeah, don't trust them. And like I said, don't trust your bank to think that it's going to protect you, because they won't. I mean, that's how they make money, is off of your fees. So yeah, no, again, questions, comments, the routine: like, share, subscribe, find us on Facebook. There's our phone number. Yeah, that's just how the week has been. So actually the last two. So yeah, no, stop having blind faith.